Yo, what's up everybody? Today we're going to be building an underground base. I hope you guys have been doing well, had a good weekend. The other day I was playing a wipe and I decided to build a 2x2 underground base. So it had a little secret compartment and surprisingly, somebody raided me and did not find the underground section of it. So I figured I'd make a little video on how I built it, along with include some of those clips from that wipe because I ended up running out of time and not being able to play it. So let's get started. You're going to want to find an area that has a little bit of a dip in it, similar to this. And we're going to try to tuck the base underground as best we can. So if you go ahead and take square foundations, and we go about right here, throw another one down there, and then we put a triangle at the end. You can go ahead and upgrade these to stone. And it's going to be a small base. This is more of a starter, or if you're playing solo, this isn't something you're going to do with a big squad. Unless you want a second base that you're hiding gear in. From here, go ahead and grab triangle foundations and we're going to lift them up. We're going to go up all the way around pretty much. And then this side is where it gets a little bit confusing because it does get different. We're going to go ahead and put triangles there anyways. And you got to upgrade those to stone. The reason we can't upgrade them to wood is obviously you can still get underneath them and see into the bunker. So make sure you have plenty of stone. I want to say this costs around 6,000 to 8,000 stone because of the honeycomb that we're adding on to it to hide it all in. You can do this in different ways. If you want to do this as squares and make a big upper section, you technically can do that if you don't want to have any honeycomb. It would be cheaper, and that's what we did in the wipe. But I decided to build this one with honeycomb, so people think it's just a 2x1 that has honeycomb on the outside. From here, go ahead and grab some half walls and go all the way around the base pretty much, adding half walls on this inside section first. And we got to make sure we face these the right direction. So like this one here is faced inside, where this one is faced outside. You want to rotate that and make sure all of these are faced outside so that they blend with the foundations. We are having honeycomb on this, so it's not quite as important, but it's something to consider. Real quick, just to get out of here, go ahead and throw a triangle and a half wall here, because this will actually come in handy later in the build. Now you can see we kind of just have a weird looking triangle star base, and we need to honeycomb this whole outside. It's going to take a lot of resources, and it's something you can do later if you want. Because people might not realize what you're building at first. So if we go ahead and finish the inside, I'll do that first and then we'll add some honeycomb. Once you get this built here, go ahead and hop on to the center and you can put a floor, square floor, let's see, right here and there. Upgrade that to stone. And then this one you want to leave open. Let's go ahead and honeycomb the outside here, making sure that our half walls are all facing the correct direction. That's going to be key, and you'll see it more on the outside here. I'll show you what I mean. So if I rotate this the wrong direction, if we look at this, it kind of just looks like a tall foundation. You can kind of see that seam right there between the foundation and the half wall, but on this side, you can really see it. So you don't want to have it like this. You want to make sure you rotate that. I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade all of these real quick. And one thing that you can add in is if you want, you can add the floor in and then add the full size walls in. That's kind of like a personal preference. The only reason I would suggest you do that is if somebody is trying to raid you and they blow through this wall, they're just going to think that this is the top floor, where if they blow through and there's an open area, they're going to realize probably that that's a false wall. So I'm going to go ahead and honeycomb the rest of this real quick, and then we'll be right back. Once you get that all honeycombed, base is going to look something like this. And this is not what we want. So go ahead and put some walls on the inside. I'm gonna put all of my triangle roof pieces in right now. Upgrade those to stone because I don't really want to get on the roof to do it later. And then we can go ahead and just put our 2 square floor pieces in and our last inside triangle piece in. Upgrade those, and we'll finish it up with a couple walls. Once we get to this stage, we're just gonna add a couple doors on, and this is where things get a little bit more personal. You can decide where you want things to be. Obviously, put a door frame right here, upgrade that to stone, drop a double door and a lock on there, and you could end it here. But what I'm gonna do is add another door right here so we have a little bit more of an airlock. Put our last double door in with a lock, and on the outside here, this is where it gets a little bit hard to jump up. You can make the jump, but if you want, you can add one more little airlock here by putting a single door into this section. And I like to do this just because it gives you a little bit more security and harder to raid, but it can be a tough jump if your door, let's have this door a little bit open in. When you're right here, you can make this jump, but if you're in a fight panicking, it might kind of screw you over. All depends on what you want to do there. You can always add a easy foundation down here. Well, maybe not right there, but once we're in here, this can be your airlock. You can throw anything that you want in here. You know, you can throw a quick chest if you want, sleeping bag, anything like that. We come into here, and we're gonna want to drop down. This is gonna be our bunker area. So if we take this and we place it right in the corner there, we can go ahead and put a chest there and put a chest here. And you can put some more here if you really want to. After you get everything placed down here, you can throw some more boxes down if you want. We placed this part here earlier, which is an easy way to get up and out, but we're actually going to be removing that only because I want to put a ladder here. If you don't have a ladder, you can leave that, but I'll explain why we're putting this ladder here. If we put this right here, you can easily jump up, but we're gonna hide this hole, so if somebody breaks in, they don't see it. If we first grab a triangle floor, we put that down, we can leave it as twig because we want to be able to break it later on. This isn't like a bunker where you're hiding underneath and you have, let's say, a block that you destroy and it removes the whole floor. This is a little bit different. So we place a furnace as far into the corner as we can, and then we can hop up on top of this and place 2 more here. One right there and one right here. And that covers our twig floor. Obviously, somebody's gonna see that. So we throw a window in here, and if we upgrade that to stone, then people, either you can put a window in, or you can make anything that'll cover this up. Chances of somebody seeing that twig floor now are a lot slimmer. And you can log off, you can put stuff here, throw some random stuff in here that might get people to think you're, you know, this is your loot room. You can log off right here, but when you get back on the next day, you can grab all of your stuff out of here if you didn't get raided, and hopefully nobody sees your twig floor. All you do then, pick up your furnaces, you can hop through the window, and if you have a spear or a pickaxe, you can break it out because most likely you're going to be off longer than it allows you to demolish. Once you break that, you're back down to here. It can be a little bit tricky to get out of this window with a ladder sometimes, so that's the only downside I would say to this area. But I built this in my latest wipe, and believe it or not, they broke through my roof, raided out my chest, but did not see the furnace, and all of my stuff was still in here. So overall, I would say this base idea does work, but it's not something that's going to work every single time, and more experienced players are probably going to be looking for your TC. That is the one thing I would say might be a possibility. But from the outside here, I accidentally placed that, it just looks like it's a heavily honeycombed 2x1, which it is. in theory, people aren't going to probably tell that there is half walls down here and that is a real foundation. I mentioned earlier I built this in vanilla, so let's go ahead and take a look. I built it a little bit different on the vanilla server, and I actually built a 3x3 on top with very little honeycomb. So let's go ahead and take a look at that clip real quick. I just logged on after a weekend off. I was away for a work trip, and it looks like we got raided. But the weird thing is they raided through the center of our roof, which we didn't honeycomb. So they took out our center. They built up platforms so they could get up here. Then they raided in, found honeycomb. But for some reason, did not think that this was a bunker. I don't know what they were doing. And so if we pick up everything out of here, I think we can still access our bunker. Oh yeah. All of our stuff's still here. So let's seal this base back up. Hope you guys enjoyed this. A little bit of a bunker, hidden base, underground base idea. Been a lot like it, but it was the first time I built one, and I was surprised to see it actually worked in a wipe. If you did enjoy this, hit like and subscribe down below. I don't got a ton of base building videos, but I do enjoy trying out new things. And if you have any ideas that you want me to try next wipe, feel free to leave those in the comments. I'm always down to build something new, and we'll give it a shot. Take care, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.